Let's see. We're still figuring things out here. Can anyone hear me? Hi. A little bit of a delay. Okay. Apparently there's audio. There we go. All right. Audio works. Hooray. Awesome. It's VidCon time. I'm so stoked. This is great already. It's been mayhem of a prep. We've exhausted all the tech support resources at my ISP. I'm pretty sure I've talked to everyone. We've collectively brought together some amazing artists from all over the world. Yeah, I'm in shock. I'm in awe. I'm amazed. And here we are all together. So I'm really grateful to have everyone here and to be kicking this thing off at a noon Mountain Standard Time on a Thursday, November 12th, 2020. And thanks, Jake, the technical guru in the background from, you know, he's been just doing so much work and he's got a lot going on his plate right now. So very grateful for the people who have stepped up and said, hey, I want to help, I want to contribute, I want to do a talk, a performance. We've got so many awesome people in this community and I'm really grateful. So let me move my little thing there. Let me kind of kick things off here and just, you know, talk about who I am and why I'm up here talking about video art. I'm over here in Phoenix, Arizona, and I'm originally Canadian, and I've discovered video art quite a while ago. I remember, you know, looking at the Vixid. I didn't even make video art at the time, and the Vixid was just so cool. The VJ culture was cool. I got into raving pretty early in the 90s, late 90s, not that cool, late 90s. And yeah, it's actually a funny story how I found analog video art in particular. So I was DJing a rave underneath some power lines in Vancouver, British Columbia, and there was this guy there who was like, he had a TV, and then over top of it was this video camera. So he had these like metal implements that he was putting in between the TV and the video camera, making this feedback loop. And you know, I was amazed. I was like, what is this? You know, I'm sitting there and I just sat there and watched him for like 20 minutes, half an hour. I'd already done my set and DJ'd, and I just sat there in the ground and watched him. And you know, he was doing his thing for a while, and he turned and looked at me and said, you ever do any acid, man? Like, I tried it, you know. He was like, oh man, one time I did so much acid, man, I was in my bathtub for a week. It's like, wow, that's a lot of acid to be stuck in your bathtub for a week. Like, yeah, man, you know, you find out who your friends are when you're stuck in your bathtub for a week. So there's a funny story. I mean, we've been stuck inside. It's been a pandemic. We know who our friends are. We know that we have a community out there of beautiful video artists, and that's really the point of VidCon. You know, it's not about any one person. It's not about showing off. It's about sharing and collaborating and bringing people together, learning from others, and you know, being present to just acknowledge what wonderful people we have in this community, what amazing things that they are creating. There's so much going out there. If you haven't taken a look at the agenda, you might be watching this in different places: Instagram, YouTube, Twitter, maybe. I don't think we got that one running. But go to stream.vidicon.org, and that's where we have our hub set up. On that page, there's an agenda link on the top, so you can see, click in, see all the people who are talking. There's a little blurb about each one, whatever they submitted in. And look, there's some amazing stuff. We do have a lot of open spaces for people who want to join in. You want to perform, we can do that. So there's a whole methodology. Best place to reach me is on the Scanlines chat here. So, definitely hit me up, raise your hand in chat, talk in chat, and say, hey, I want to participate. We can definitely do that. So also on this, we have some amazing infrastructure that's been created. I'll talk a little bit about what the technology that's running VidCon this year. One thing that we have is called Hydritzy, which is a talk after this. And basically it's a video collaboration. You see, I'm running Zoom here. We are not sponsored. There's no sponsors for this event. It's all volunteer run. So we actually are trying to make use of open source platforms whenever possible. And Jitsi basically is an open source version of Zoom. And there's a whole visual synthesis coding platform that's over top of Jitsi in the DIY rooms. That's also going to be where the soldering workshops are taking place. So head on over there. You should go automatically into the VidCon 2020 room, create your own room if you want, invite people in, and you'll see that there's a coding platform on top of it. Gilbert's going to talk about that in the next one. There's also VR. There's a virtual hub. Yes, Mozilla Hubs. Matthew Gant has a talk about his work with hubs in particular and VR concerts and so forth. So if you want to walk in there, play around, you can load your own streams. If you're streaming to like YouTube or Twitch, you can throw in images, pictures, link to web pages, 3D objects. It's just a wild place. You can even look at it if you have a VR headset, you can load that in, go in, use your headset, walk around. You can do it on your phone, on your desktop. It's really cool. And then the whole platform that we're streaming on is pretty wild. That the one that Jake made here, he's worked in collaboration with Resonant Frequencies, who was at the last VidCon last year. And they designed something called a reflector server using a platform called Nginx or Nginx. Basically what it does is it ingests the media feeds and then restreams them out. And it's a massive server, can handle all kinds of different feeds. So we're able to kind of queue people up to do like sound checks and just like make sure their stream's okay. And then we can mix them in from one central platform, almost like it was like multiple video feeds live. Really, really cool stuff. Interested to see where the tech goes on that. But it's been awesome. I mean, right now we're streaming out to Instagram, YouTube, Twitch, YouTube again, and then of course the Scanline server where I see everyone hanging out. Hello, everyone in chat. So yeah, that's how did VidCon get started? As I guess this is me talking. I was supposed to put this slide up next. I just made this morning. Apologies. We've got 40 events. 40 people have set up and said that they want to contribute to VidCon, do a performance, a talk or something absolutely incredible. Last time I talked, we were around 200 attendees, streaming to all kinds of platforms. This is what our main page looks like. There's the agenda, DIY rooms, which is the Hydritzy, and Enter VR, which is the Mozilla Hubs. So VidCon 2019, I just want to talk about it before, so we can keep the show going on. This is what happened at VidCon 2019. I found this LED wall, and this is what started this. What really started it, hold on, I got to back up here. What really started VidCon, what really started it is we went to KnobCon. And at KnobCon, there was a place in the basement called The Bunker. And it was generally like a jam space. They had like music set up and what have you. But the video artists would set up there because there was nowhere else for them to really go. There was like a showroom floor and talks and stuff, but we were just kind of like hanging out there on our own. We loved the modular stuff that was going on. Hold on, these are slides. Do you not see the slides? Wait, do we have the video? Yeah, it's on this. Oh, Jake, we don't have the slides. You just have I didn't share my screen. My goodness. Thank you for the heads up in the chat. We're figuring this stuff out. Let me get my, yeah, look at that. Look at that great slide. All right, it's coming back. Like I said, all kinds of technical fun this morning. The curtain is open. The show must go on. No matter what we face, Vidicon is definitely entertaining in what kind of things happen from technical issue perspective. I haven't shown anything too important on the slides, honestly. But yeah, Vidicon 2019 was no exception to the weirdness that we experienced. After KnobCon, we sort of realized like, this is really cool, but we need our own event. Like we need our own people, just video artists to come together. Not that it wasn't fun to have all the modular artists there and everything, but we wanted our own talks, our own performances. We wanted our own schedule and our own space. So we said, okay, this is how I found video art. I said, let's make our own event and invite everyone that wants to come. Let's hold it. Where are we going to hold it? Everyone was like, I don't know. And I was like, well, I got a venue in Phoenix. That's pretty cool. This old warehouse. So they're like, great. So the idea I originally had was actually to do something like a mini conference with just like 10, 20 people or whatever. But it kind of expanded and we were like, all right, let's do this. And then I found the LED wall. Yes, the debacle begins. I found this LED wall in the back of a guy who wanted to make a drive-in movie theater in Phoenix. He had gotten this wall out of like a NFL stadium, like San Diego Chargers or something. I don't know. And he had installed it. And so it was this working 100-foot diagonal LED wall, and it was for sale. And I managed to talk to the guy down because he really needed to sell this thing. So the place was weird. You can see the sheriff's car in the back, the poop emoji. It was all kinds of crazy shit this guy had in his yard. And what we said was, okay, if we're using this, we wanted a 1 week long conference, like huge conference. 1 week long, we'll rent this warehouse and we'll pay for it by installing this LED wall. That was the thinking. And then we get this crazy LED wall. This venue gets this huge, amazing thing. Everyone wins, right? Everyone wins. That was the thinking. So we bought this whole thing. We installed this massive thing. It was huge, 100-foot diagonal. We had, a forklift come in and bring this stuff in. We welded the back here. And then all of this was like old Chinese, who knows what madness behind it. And it was all like vertically, it was Ethernet. Horizontally, it was like Eurorack power bus cables the whole way. It was wild. There was this proprietary controller system that it had, and it was just madness. And when you powered this thing on, the minimum viewing distance to not have any pixels was 60 feet away. Crazy, just crazy. And it was so bright, it was like looking at the sun. So I had got it all set up. It was all working. Vidicon's the next day. I leave town to go to the Day of the Dead festival. And what do you know? The cleaning person trips over, the guy's cleaning the warehouse. He trips over the fiber optic cable, wrecks the input card, and the whole wall is just dead. It's dead. We tried the whole week to get it working again and we couldn't. In the end, we had to just put a giant sheet over the damn thing. We were calling Hong Kong. We got like replacements shipped for different parts. We had all this, like, we had all the brains, all the Vidicon brains working on. Nope. So that's the debacle of the LED wall from last year. But overall, the event was amazing. It was incredible. We had so many wonderful people there. I think it was mostly like a solid crew of about 30 people. This is one of the DIY workshops on the right here. Soldering some stuff together. We had a couple performance nights on a Friday. We had a Resonant Frequencies. And on the Saturday, we had like a bunch of performances. We had my CRT video wall. We had an LED wall tower. We had the giant projection screen, another projection screen. We had lasers. It was wild, absolutely wild. And a bunch of people flew in from out of town. They rented a big old Scottsdale, or no, Phoenix like building, and had a giant pool, and we would like watch long form videos over the pool, and like it was just super cool experience. So this year it was like, okay, well, we want to recreate that experience, bring people together in a virtual space, try to do something cool with the technology, something new, something novel, try not to rely too much on monopolies, because yeah, the monopolies are out there and they're real and they're annoying. And just to bring people together and expose each other to new concepts, new ideas, and really carry things forward for the community. Um, so I'm looking at the I'm looking at the chat here. Oh my goodness. Oh no. Yeah, it was hilarious. It was absolutely hilarious. Um, we have some awesome stuff coming today, which I'm very excited for. Next up, we have Gilbert's going to talk about the Hydritzy platform. Andre, amazing creator. He's going to talk about his approach to video synthesis. There's a couple pre-recorded ones, but that's just because of connection problems or what have you. We've got some performances, some talks, a bunch of performances. Vocoded is going to be showing off the most amazing video equipment setup you've ever seen, vintage DVEs of all kinds, real 90s vaporwave aesthetic, beautiful stuff. And then the Video Punks, Basement Live is going to be taking over tonight and doing a mad DJ, and we are going to be experimenting with streaming and trying all different things. If you want to stream later, there's probably an opportunity for you to stream, and we can combine it with the audio. That's kind of the plan that we have right now. So yeah, all kinds of wonderful things planned. Yo, Mike's in the chat. Video Punks. It's gonna be wild. Yes.